Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it going. Let's begin. Yeah. Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the end of the week, Friday, the day of fried things. Yeah. On my way to Nerdventure's Tower, and I think it's gonna be a dang old fun time. A dang old fun time and a good day. Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we're talking about DC. We're talking about the new Kevin Feige, and anytime we get a second to talk about that, I'm a happy boy. And so we're doing it, and we're doing it live. I'm flying into the tower. I'll see you in a second. Chet. Initiate. Das Gambling. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are doing well. The end of the week. You made it through another work week. Congratulations. Kind of slower news week this week. Not a ton of crazy stuff. This one here, pretty wild, though. We're going to get into it. We're going to dig in and see how we feel about it. Look, it's DC. The possibility of the new Kevin Feige has been found. We're going to dig into the article. We're going to dig into a podcast that Dan Lin recently did talking about all this sort of stuff. And we're going to kind of see, like, what kind of a job do we think this dude will do for DC Films if he gets the gig. We're still not 100% that he would actually get the gig, but it's looking like it will be the case. And remember, we talked about this a lot last week, but we must remember and try to keep in mind that the Hollywood trades, having a relationship with the studios, will sometimes put things out into the news, and they're really trying to judge and see how does the public react to this sort of stuff. And so it could be one of those situations, and we're going to get into that. We're going to dig into that and see what we think about all of that. So should be a good show. A couple of things going on here at the tower throughout the day, so let me just kind of cue you into that. First of all, at 1 p.m. we will be doing a Prime stream. Now that Prime stream, I'm gonna have to keep it at 25 to 30 minutes because then I have to leave. We have an appointment for Baby Venger, so I've got to get to that. But then I'll be coming back. And if you are a Diamond Lounge or a Diamond Tier Nerdventure member, come on by the Diamond Lounge tonight at 5 p.m. We're going to crack a few beverages. We might have a few blinkers. We're just going to talk about this crazy world. I'll talk to you guys about what dad life is like, and just what the past couple of weeks have been like for me. It's crazy how fast things are moving and going. But both of those streams should be really good. I've got some actually really cool business stuff to talk about at 1. And then at 5, we'll just cut loose, man. We'll cut loose, and I'll tell you how I really feel about all these crazy things that are happening in the world. So that should be pretty chill. So I was thinking about House of the Dragon. Okay, before we get into the DC news, I want to talk about House of the Dragon for a little bit here because it was just announced, and I mean just announced, that it's going to be... Oh, wait, is it not working? Is the gambler not working? Here, let me toggle it. Let me toggle it. It's not on? Here, let me try, and then we'll try this. Let's turn off the cloud bot. If it'll let me. What the fuck? Bruh. What? 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 It won't let me reset the cloud bot? No. It can't be. Dude, what? What is going on right now? Okay, so I just reset the gambling. Okay, give me 1 second. What? This doesn't make any sense, dude. Why would it not let me... It's not letting me reset the cloud bot? Dude, that's very dumb. That is supreme levels of stupid. So, wait. Right now, is it not working? Is gambling not working right now? Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, let me try another thing here. How is that possible, dude? Like, dude, Streamlabs. Oh man, I gotta tell you, man. I've been irritable. You know what I mean? Because of, lack of sleep and, baby life and all of that. But, like, dude, I hate technology. I hate these platforms. This is so stupid. Like, this button just won't work. And therefore, I can't reset the cloud bot. The cloud bot should be working anyway. You know what I mean? Like, what? Are you kidding me, dude? All right, I just turned gambling back on. Let's try it again. Let's give it one more try here. Let's give it one more try. Yeah. Did it work? Is it working? No? Bro, that is so dumb. That is supreme levels of stupid. Okay, let me try one more thing here. So maybe I do this. We switch back here. Bro, you have got to be shitting me. Bro. Man. I wish sometimes we could, like, personify situations and then just beat the shit out of them. Like, that would probably... it's probably a messed up thing to say or whatever, but, like, that's how I feel. It's like, I wish that this situation and this cloud bot thing that's not working, right? I wish that by some kind of, like, crazy magic, I could personify it into a person and then go kick it in the shins, like, sweep the leg, bring it down, put my elbow on its throat, and just drive my elbow into its throat. You know what I mean? It's probably not the best, healthiest thing to say, but that's what I want to do. I want to grab it by its stupid fucking face and rip it apart. But anyway, it's all good, man. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. Shit's not working, huh? Still not working. Sweet. Cool. Awesome. Good times. Great oldies, huh? Break the wrist, walk away. Yeah, exactly. In the metaverse, you'll be able to... yeah, dude, be able to abuse the AI shit for sure. Okay, anyway, so let's talk House of the Dragon, guys. Let's talk a little bit of House of the Dragon, and I've got this other stupid thing going on. It's been a rough week, dude. Like, what is this? I don't understand this microphone issue either. And if anybody knows what the hell is going on with that, please let me know, because I have to mess with that too. So look, struggle bus this week, but it's all good. We'll keep it moving. Let's talk House of the Dragon. Show got renewed for a second season, effective, I believe, this morning. I believe that's how that works. Yeah, pretty sure it happened this morning. Let me double check. But season 2 of the House of the Dragon, massive deal. The first episode did massive numbers, huge numbers, the biggest premiere ever on HBO. Massive, dude. Okay, and they're playing at a level that's just well above and beyond what a lot of different shows are playing at, and so no surprise that they would do a season 2. But it is kind of surprising how fast they greenlit a season 2. That's insane. And so it would appear that this thing is going to be going for some time. probably going to do multiple seasons. And from what I understand, I mean, the book is crazy and there's a lot of different things that happen in the book, but there's still like hundreds of years of Targaryen, you know, lineage and things of that nature that they can follow even beyond what happens in the book or even before what happens in the book. So a lot of stuff to be explored there. And the question was kind of brought up yesterday where it was like, yo, do you want to do a watch party for House of the Dragon? And I'm like down, but I just like, I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about it for a couple of different reasons. One is like, well, we're already going to talk about House of the Dragon on Monday, or at least that's what I wanted to do. Okay. And so I didn't want to like maybe necessarily double dip, but I suppose we could just do the watch party in reaction. And then I could like do research before Monday's stream and like bring up, you know, different aspects, kind of dig into the lore, even give maybe some book spoiler vibes and, you know, stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted on it, to be honest. Right. So I don't know, like if y'all, like if you guys really, really want to do it, like here's what I'll do. Okay. Like I did the poll yesterday and I know a lot of people wanted to do it. Right. Okay. Fine. Let's go to the polls again. And then maybe I'll see what you guys think. I thought about even trying my hand at doing a video or doing some videos on, you know, House of the Dragon. And again, it's like, I'm not a super sweat when it comes to George's work. I haven't read many of the books. I actually don't really dig his prose, if I'm being honest. I've read different parts of the books because I was big into Game of Thrones. Like I was absolutely a Game of Thrones head. So there were certain things, like there's a point of view chapter from Melisandre in one of the books that I read just to kind of get a vibe on where she might be coming from with some of this stuff, and et cetera. But also, you know, I could do a lot of like speculative stuff. I could give you the whole film school vibe on like why I like certain things the show's doing, why I don't, et cetera. So I think we'd still be able to make some fun content about it, but it would kind of be up to you guys on whether or not you would want to do it and want to support it. So let's see here. Will you show up on Sunday for House of Dragon watch party? Yes or no? Because like what we would do is we'd probably, I think it drops at what, 9? So we would start at probably 8:30. We'd probably like, you know, do some speculating, you know, talk about it amongst ourselves. Then we'd get into it. We'd watch the episode together. Then we'd probably go for like 20 minutes after the episode. Yeah. Pretty sure that's when it comes out, right? 9 p.m.? Don't stretch your daddy self too thin. No, I know. That's another consideration for sure as well. So, yeah. We'll just see. We'll see where the poll's at. We'll see where people are at. Because either way, we'll talk about it on Monday. And that might just be our lane. Like, that just might be better. You know what I mean? Just to talk about it on Monday. So, I got shit going on Sunday. And Game of Thrones sucks, says RF Gaming Channel. Hey, you don't say that. But yeah, we'll figure it out. Either way, we'll be talking about it on Monday. I'm really looking forward to episode 2. I don't know, probably like many of you guys, I've been watching a ton of videos this week, just getting into it. Like there was one video in particular where George was talking about Daemon and why Daemon Targaryen is his favorite Targaryen, the rogue prince, right? And how he's allegiances can feign and sort of waver back and forth, and why he's such an interesting character. You're never quite sure where he is at, right? So yeah, it's really cool, man. I'm really looking forward to that. I think Matt Smith was fantastic in that first episode. Like depth of character, right? Like very interesting what's going on with that dude. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. But season 2, House of the Dragon, unbelievable. But what color is his Bugatti? I believe his Bugatti is, well, I mean, he's got a dragon, which is way cooler than a Bugatti. And it was red, right? It's red, and it's like a mutant. His dragon's like a mutant. It's got this extra long neck, and it's got these weird wings on its back legs. So, yeah. If gambling isn't working, we should just set it up for Monday. I'll try to get it working and figure it out. I mean, we're dealing with like a lot of weird technical issues. It seems like it's on the software side of things. But I'll look into it and I'll try to get it figured out. Unfortunately, too, I'm not going to be able to do call-ins today because of this stupid audio thing. Like, I'm actually not hearing anything right now. because of the mixer or something. So yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle bus week over here in Nerd Ventures Tower, but we will get it sorted out. We will get it figured out, okay? So, damn, dude, come hell or high water, like, we'll get it figured out by next week. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you see right now, like, it just seems like we're kind of split on the watch party. So, for now, I'm just gonna do it on Monday morning. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of where we're at with that. I'll just end the poll. Okay, so let's get into a little bit about talking about this Dan Lin guy. Did you guys see the news as it came out yesterday about Dan Lin? Yes or no? Throw it into the chat. Did you see the news about Dan Lin? Some of y'all are like, who's Dan Lin? I was like, yeah, that was me yesterday. That was me yesterday. But I quickly found out who he is, okay? So, let's get into this. DC's Kevin Feige found, ? Producer Dan Lin in talks to take control of film TV for superhero arm. The move, which will see DC Films president Walter Hamada exit, pause. Okay, let's wait on this. Walter Hamada's out. He's been out. You know, this story, like, the thing about the DC news right now, and as it's been coming out over the past couple of weeks, maybe even a month, like, there's been a lot of hearsay, a lot of people spinning what's coming out, and just craziness, right? So Hamada's out. He's not out. Maybe he is out. And again, some of this is happening via the trades. It's happening through outlets discussing back and forth, right? And I'm not really sure what the hell's going on there. But it was said that Walter was going to exit. It was said he was super pissed about the Batgirl thing and almost walked away right then and there. Then there were some other people saying, oh no, Hamada's going to stay. They're going to figure it out. Remember, we went over an article, actually, and there were a couple other people that are still over at Warner Brothers Discovery that really wanted to hold on to Hamada. That really, really thought that Hamada was the one. You know, but no, that is not the case. Hamada is exiting, and it seems like a lot of the old regime is completely gone. I mean, Emmerich's gone, Hamada's gone, all of these people are gone. And my belief here is that this really, really is going to be establishing a reboot. I think that's what you're looking at. But of course, the Snyder fans, they're not in agreement with that. I mean, let's go out on a limb here. You know what I mean? Go out on a limb here and just imagine, what do you think most of the Snyder fans, which, by the way, I am a Snyder fan, but I'm not like, I'm not so crazy that I can't deny like logic, facts, and stuff right in front of my face. I mean, what do you think the Snyder fans think is going to happen here, right? Because many of them said Snyder would be the guy to get this job, right? Now, nobody serious said that, but a lot of people thought that. They, of course, think that the Snyderverse will be restored. I don't think so. Comes as new Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav seeks a reset for the brand. Dan Lin, the executive turned producer who counts hits such as the live-action Aladdin, the Lego Movie, and the It horror movies, along with his credits in talk to take control of DC Chief, multiple sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. The role would encompass overseeing not just film, but television as well. We've talked about this before, but it is a structural reset at the very least. Whether or not you think it's going to be a reboot of the franchises or not, it is a structural reset. They are doing something much more similar to what Disney does with its film division. Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Kathy Kennedy, and then she reports to people, right? And the same thing with Kevin Feige. Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and then he reports to somebody, okay? He will report directly to Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, according to sources. The proposed structure would bypass 3 separate division heads, Warner Brothers, and these were the people, okay? These were the people that we talked about that were wanting Hamada to stay. Okay, so not only did they not get their wish and Hamada is gone, but if Dan Lin gets this role, he will not report to them at all. They are completely out of the pipeline of his, leadership. HBO and HBO Max Casey Boyles, this person will also not be in the mix, which is interesting. Because a lot of people thought that this dude would have some kind of sway over what was going to be happening with DC, because he's more or less in charge of like all of their television strategy. in their streaming strategy, right? But no. Walter Hamada, the current head of DC Films, would transition out of the role, according to sources. A Warner insider says that no negotiations are taking place and no official offer has been made, although other sources say the parties are discussing salary, reporting structure, and the future of Lin's prolific production company, Rideback. If any deal does close, it would cap off one of the most intense executive searches in recent memory, one that faced scrutiny by rival Hollywood producers and executives as well as DC fans. Okay, so I don't know like if this is hyperbole or not. It's obvious that Zazie has been out there looking for this person, looking for his Kevin Feige. But I don't know how intense and crazy this search has actually been. Like, the only other thing that we heard, and this of course also came out in the trades, but the only other thing that we really heard was that Greg Berlanti was a name floated around, or what did they say? Quietly whispered around, right? So Greg Berlanti, I don't know what the fuck that means, quietly whispered, but no, he was not approached, and some people think he wouldn't do the job. Well, that's like kind of off the table, it would appear. This is, from what I understand, the only name that's actually being truly considered. So it's kind of interesting. Zaslav has said he was searching for Warner's own version of Kevin Feige, the famed Marvel executive who steered the rival comic book company's movie slate and later its TV portfolio, transforming it into a multi-billion pop culture juggernaut. Yeah, we all know Kevin Feige. He's the man. By the way, I did a video earlier in the week, popular video you guys seem to like, about how I think Kevin Feige could leave Marvel Studios after Avengers Secret Wars. And in that video, I suggested that Feige himself could end up being Zaslav's Feige. This would kind of put that to bed as well. And Feige likely not going over to DC. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's probably off the table. It's this is a nigh impossible ask, but it didn't stop executives' names surfacing. Emma Watts proved to be an early contender. In recent months, such names as Amy Pascal, Matt Tolmack, Sean Bailey, Greg Berlanti were rumored. Okay, so those are the people that were rumored. The only one that I remember hearing about was Greg Berlanti. Amy Pascal, that would have been kind of an interesting choice. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That would have been kind of interesting, right? Lin's name appeared late in the game, but he has a champion in Warner advisor Alan Horn. Very, very important. You've heard this before, right? It's not what you know, it's who you know. Okay? And just being honest, Dan Lin's name came out of nowhere for me. I didn't know who Dan Lin was until about 6 o'clock p.m. yesterday. But Alan Horn knew who he was. And Alan Horn has major sway over at the studio. Major sway. And so it would appear that this dude has sort of wedged in Lin, and he also has a relationship with Zaslav, from what I understand. The former Disney chair who ran Warner as president and COO in the aughts. It was during that later tenure that Lin worked for Horn, starting as a junior exec and rising to senior VP of production. He struck on his own as a producer in 2008, but not before shepherding movies such as The Departed and 10,000 BC. Departed, good. 10,000 BC, not. He also oversaw the infamous and aborted Justice League feature that would have been directed by George Miller. In 2007-2008, Writers Guild of America strike and tax credit complications were factor in it derailing, okay? Very, very cool. We're going to talk more about that because, as I said, Lin himself has commented on Marvel, or rather on DC, in a recent podcast. We're going to take a look at some of the clips there, okay? Lin is a respected producer known for his smarts in a town full of hype and egos. His willingness to find experts on the fields that are not his forte. He has worked for franchises, Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes, 4 Lego movies, as well as the wildly successful 2-part adaptation of Stephen King's It. His resume ranges from big offerings, such as billion-dollar grossing Aladdin, to intimate dramas, such as the Oscar-nominated The Two Popes. He is coming off the early August release of Universal's Joey Coy comedy Easter Sunday. He also has TV experience, okay? Now, I don't know how much more of this we actually have to read here, okay? But I think the main key factor here, and I think the thing that's going to be of the most interest for fans, is going to be the fact that he was very close to doing George Miller's Justice League Mortal, okay? So, hang on one second here. loudly whispered. I'm about to loudly whisper how fucking pissed off I am about all this crazy technical bullshit going on. Okay, so let's listen here. This is a podcast. I believe this was on August 5th. So relatively recent, about 21 days ago.
Okay. I mean, you have such cool franchises that in your resume. What's the one franchise out there that you covet, that you wish was yours?
Honestly, Tatiana, DC was the one that got away. You know, when I first started my producing career, this in 2008, I was producing Justice League, and it was with George Miller directing.
Oh, wow.
And moved my family to Australia. I was going to have a very different life, and I was going to basically be overseeing the DC franchise. That got away. Why I wanted to make Lego Batman is my way of getting back into DC, but it's in a very different way. But yes, I would say that's the one that I wish, if I could only have done the things I want to do at DC, that would have been really exciting.
Ooh, that's kind of cool, man. We'll listen to it again here, and we'll pause throughout giving commentary, okay?
Okay. I mean, you have such cool franchises that in your resume. What's the one franchise out there that you covet, that you wish was yours?
Honestly, Tatiana, DC was the one that got away. You know, when I first started my producing career, this in 2008, I was producing Justice League, and it was with George Miller directing.
Oh, wow.
And moved my family to Australia. It was
Bro, he moved his family to Australia. Like, and as he says, like, his life is going to be very, very different. George Miller is legendary, and we don't talk about Justice League Immortal a lot because it's kind of one of those forgotten things. But nonetheless, really, really crazy, man. He was literally going to do that movie, and a lot of people are speculating, like, wouldn't it be wild if he brought George Miller back? George Miller's like 1 million years old at this point, but in the not-so-distant past, he just did the Mad Max, like, movie with Tom Hardy. And that movie blew up, dude. People loved it. People ate it up. And he's still, obviously, George has his abilities as a director. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you guys, this Diamond Lounge stream that we're about to do, I'm gonna be cursing quite a bit. It's been a frustrating
I was gonna have a very
week.
different life. And I was going to basically be overseeing the DC franchise. That got away.
So that's a really important thing that, because he also talks about in this interview how he thinks it would have been a good idea to actually do a Justice League movie first and then move into smaller movies. Kind of the opposite of what Marvel Studios did. He says that that's what's going on here. And that little line that he just said, it's like he was going to oversee the DC franchise. It wasn't that he was just going to produce the Justice League Mortal movie, but he was going to produce the Justice League Mortal movie, and then his ideas about what DC should be were going to come to fruition after that.
Why I wanted to make Lego Batman is my way of getting back into DC, but it's in a very different way. But yes, I would say that's the one that I wish, if I could only have done the things I want to do at DC, that would have been really exciting.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that we got to talk about here, and, Snyder fans, rev your fucking engine and get ready to get butthurt, because there is something else here. Let me see if I can find it. Where immediately after that, he talks a little bit about the Snyder Cut. Okay. And I think it's at the 45-minute mark here.
Really to
Careers and
the movie. So that's what I'm focused right now on. And not something bad happens to you.
So then, like, what's your superpower? What makes
vice presidents?
Guys,
Jesus.
Promotion or
Yeah,
to get that first promotion.
And that's all I'll say.
Oh, that was it right there.
Yes, I would say set you up with a, but I
First promotion.
experience it all
God
more
damn it.
popular. And not yet, other than we're very active in developing the next Lego movie. We're continuing to be in, we'll see how personal it is. He said to me, not only do I want you to help me get the movie made if I pass, to make movie decisions personal, but this one's personal for me. Dick was another mentor in my life.
Wow. Okay, so, God damn it. Can't hear any goddamn thing with my ear holes, and I'm about to lose my fucking mind about it. But anyway, look, here's the deal. Let's get into what he's actually saying. What he says, there's the music blasting your guys' buttholes out. Okay, what he says in this thing is he talks about how the Snyder fans are bots. Okay, now, could this just be tongue-in-cheek and he's just kind of playing along with what was going on there? That is possible. But I'm here to tell you that I really don't think that he wants anything to do with the Snyderverse. I don't think that Zaslav wants anything to do with the Snyderverse. I strongly feel that the new direction, the reboot, the reset, will have nothing to do with the Snyder films or the actors that played in those movies. Now, there is something with regards to what's going on with Justice League fans and with, people getting excited. And the problem, I think, is right now, it's like an identity crisis situation going on with DC. Okay? One of the reasons that the Snyder fans and that fans of those movies and those characters cannot accept or let go of the fact that it'll probably be a reboot, which, again, this is just my opinion here. We don't know for sure. Okay? We don't know for sure. But I think that I understand why they can't let it go, because we're literally talking about Jason Momoa, Aquaman 2. We're talking about the fact that Michael Keaton, Batman, that idea is likely going away because of the reshuffling of these things, right? Ben Affleck is coming back, and now Aquaman 2, if The Flash still comes out, I believe Aquaman 2 will come out after the Flash movie. And so, what's the deal, man? The Flash might be reworked. This Aquaman movie might be reworked. Ben Affleck might be Batman for the DC plan moving forward. And so, yeah, it's totally possible that that's something that's working right now. And I also feel like people like Jason Momoa and people like The Rock, and most of the people that are in the know, they realize that there are a ton of fans that have an attachment for these characters. Obviously, The Rock desperately wants Henry Cavill in that movie, in Black Adam. But I don't think it's going to happen. And if The Rock can't get him into that movie, then I think that ship has completely sailed, dude. You know what I mean? And so I don't think that's what's going to happen. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. World's finest, doing a new Justice League movie, a Justice League movie under Dan Lin with some of these characters. I would be totally and completely down for that. But just going off of what he said about the Snyder fan, like here's the thing, okay? He had an opportunity in that podcast to say something nice about the Snyder fans, to say that he likes the Snyder Cut or something to that degree. And he didn't. You know what he said? He said, yeah, all those bots. He's wrapped into the narrative that this was a movement really controlled by bots and pushed by bots, which I think is stupid because it obviously wasn't completely bots. Even the very article where they talked about the bots, they talk about how it was 13% of the engagement. That means 87% of that engagement was totally real and organic. And people love the Snyder Cut. I love the Snyder Cut. I think it's one of the biggest mistakes that Warner Brothers ever made by not just restoring the Snyderverse. But I can't be delusional, and I can't lie to you and say, oh, I think that's still going to happen. No, I don't. I see the evidence here that it's not. That Dan Lin will be doing something new. The Justice League Mortal movie was going to be a reboot of DC. Don't you remember? Don't you remember? That's what it was going to be. It was going to set up the new Justice League, and then we were going to get individual stories with those characters after that. And so I think that's probably what will happen. Okay? It's interesting. So Dan Lin, kind of wild. He's passionate about DC. He almost produced the DC Justice League movie in 2008. I don't even know that he's 100% the guy. But evidence is suggesting that he will be the guy. And so, of course, I would love to know your thoughts. What do you think about this? Are you positive on this? Are you not positive on this? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings about Dan Lin in the future of the DC universe? What do you think? What do you think? I feel good about it. Poll Town. Should we poll it up? How do you feel about Dan Lin taking over DC films? I'll just do films, even though it would be films and television. Logo. Love it. Like it. Meh. And hate it. Boom. There you go. Let your voices be heard. Let your voices be heard. It can't get any worse over there, so I'm here for it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, Dan Lin, it's such a wild thing. Like, he's not high profile, right? Like, he's not high profile, but he's very capable. He's liked in Hollywood. He has experience with the characters, and he appears to actually have true passion for DC, right? Okay, so here's kind of an interesting thing about him talking about his dream project, Justice League Mortal. He described his movie, Justice League Mortal, as his dream project and said DC Entertainment seems to be switching gears and taking a page from Marvel Studios' playbook. I'll say it's the reason I started my company. You know, I thought that was the ultimate project. I was a fanboy. For me to work with all these characters together on a team and kind of the theme of that movie, that's my dream. It's on hold right now as DC sorts out its strategy, but it seems like they're building two Justice League instead of going with a team movie first and doing individual movies after that. So again, I think that's probably the direction that he would like to go. Okay? That's the direction I think he would like to go. And to be honest with you, I think that would work. Like, Marvel did this thing where they established these characters. It kind of worked, right? Like, it worked in the sense that the studio gained trust. People started to like these characters. But, like, none of those movies made as much as Man of Steel. Like, we have recency bias when it comes to Marvel. But, like, Iron Man was, like, a hit making $300 million. We were like, dude, that's crazy. The Iron Man movie made $300 million. That's nuts, right? Man of Steel, like, I think did $600-700 million. You know what I mean? So, like, Marvel slowly built these characters' trust in the studio and proved that they could do it. And then Avengers was an incredible culmination, right? But even now, Marvel, I don't think, is as interested in doing big movies that are origin stories. Like, Shang-Chi is an exception, and I suppose Eternals is like that as well. But, like, Feige is on record saying that he doesn't think you need to do origins as much. Like, the Fantastic Four movie is not going to be an origin movie, right? Like, you don't need to do that. These characters have been established. Their origin is known, right? And so I think it's the same thing with DC. Like, I don't think you need to establish a Batman movie. We know we know Batman. We know the deal with the Batman. We know the deal with Superman. We know the deal with Wonder Woman. I say do a Justice League movie or like a World's Finest movie that leads into the Justice League movie, and then you can do smaller movies with those characters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my take. That's kind of where my head is at with this. It's very inconclusive, but this is being reported and a lot of people are talking about it. And so I think this could be the guy. And I don't know, man. I'm interested. I'm damn interested in how the public would consider it, what people would think about it. And I guess we won't know until we know, right? Like, we won't know until we know. But I think a DC reboot is on the way. So this is kind of interesting. It seems like most people are kind of in the middle on this. The vast majority of people are meh on it. It's kind of interesting. And then a big chunk of people say they like it, but very few people love it. And I can't really blame people. I mean, like, he's not a big name. That's not a big sexy get. You know what I mean? It doesn't get you going. You know what I mean? It's a very I don't know, like, would you describe it as maybe a safe bet or something like that, right? Like, it feels like this dude's just very safe for the company, right? I love the Justice League Mortal side of it, but other than that, we don't really necessarily know, right? But very few people hate it as well. I think a lot of people are in that meh to like it sort of vibe. And we just have to see where it goes. Now, let's do another poll, because I'm definitely interested, man. I know the Snyder fans are going to Snyder fan. I get it, and I don't even hate it. But here's what I want to know. Do you think DC will hard reboot? I just want to know. I want to know where you guys are at with this. Because I think, like, you have all the signs in the world that they are going to reboot. You know what I mean? All the signs in the world. You could say he is being horned in. Yeah, okay, you could say that, I guess. Well done, Moss. Well done. Hard reboot? Yeah, a hard reboot. Pause. Maybe after one more Justice League movie? Psh, Trev, what do they have in the water up there in Canada, bro? What the hell? Like, so Trev actually thinks that, and maybe a lot of you guys think this as well, but I just, Trev, what are you smoking, dude? I would get your walls checked for lead. You know what I mean? I'd make sure you don't have a gas leak. You know, get an MRI, dude, because you clowning on some bullshit, dog. What the fuck are you talking about? You think they're going to do another Justice League movie with this makeshift cast of some past people, some present people, or even if they did all the Snyder people, you think they're going to do another Snyder character Justice League and then reboot? That's the move? That's the move. That's what you think is going to happen? Holy shit. Anybody else think that? That's crazy to me. Imagine if they did. If they do, I will not only issue an apology to Trev, but I might have to make a shirt. I might have to literally make a shirt that says, "I'm sorry, Trev," and wear it multiple days a week. Because that's how bad I'll feel if they actually did it. Midman lives? I don't know. Midman might live. I mean, they just signed a big contract with him. Cavill doesn't want to come back. I don't know about that. I think Cavill's open to coming back, but I just think that they can't come to terms, bro. That's really what it is. Keep Cavill as Supes, Affleck as Batman, Momoa as Aquaman, and basically cut the rest. But again, like, I think that's a terrible idea. Like, I think that is a terrible idea. Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. I would argue that DC Films has technically never been in a worse, more confusing spot than they are at present. Do you agree? Do you agree? Or no? I would argue, I'll say it again. I would argue DC Films is currently in the worst, most ambiguous, uncertain situation that they have literally ever been in. Okay, most of the people agree. Carl doesn't, but shut your mouth. Carl! Okay, so if we can agree on that, then why the fuck would they want to do more of this? Don't drag it out anymore! You know what I mean? Take it out back, say your goodbyes, and shoot the damn thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to drag this pain out anymore? Maybe the DC fans have gotten used to so much pain that they're actually masochists. In fact, that is an interesting idea. Do we think that DC fans at this point are a tad bit masochistic? Are you guys, like, into the pain? Like, what's the deal here? You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal? You know what I mean? Like, you guys are like, oh man, please, Daddy Zaslav, step on me or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what that word means, Josh. Fair. Honestly, I barely know what it means. Replace Ezra with Ben Shabibo and Affleck with Gina Carano. I'm actually in. Because if we're going to go fucking wild, let's go wild. You know what I mean? If we're going to go crazy, let's go bananas. Fuck it. Let's go. I'm into that. Yeah, so how? I just think that's so absurd. Like, oh, here we are in this convoluted, confusing, fans freaking out, you know, Snyder fans still holding that torch, most divided, divisive, craziness, Hamadagon, Emmerich-on, everything. But you know what we're going to do? Let's get rid of everybody, but let's just keep doing the same shit. Like, Trev, do you hear yourself, bro? Do you hear yourself? Because, sometimes when my microphone and my setup is actually working correctly, I hear myself. Okay? And it helps me to discern how ridiculous I can sound. Okay? Maybe give it a try. And hear yourself. I think that's absurd. You know what I mean? Crazy. So I think a hard reboot is on the way. And, I think Dan Lin could be the guy for that. Now, here's the other side of this, okay? And we're going to get into Q&A in a little bit because I want to know what y'all are thinking about this. You know what I mean? I'm sure people are yelling at me in some super chats, member chats, and all that sort of stuff, okay? I actually pay to listen to you. I need to evaluate my life decisions. Fair take. So here's the thing. Dan Lin, reboot, all of these things sound good, but at the end of the day, can Dan Lin do what Kevin Feige has done? You know what I mean? Because look, Dan has produced on some incredible movies. I don't want to take anything away from Dan Lin, but Kevin Feige is a phenomenon. He is literally one of a kind, right? And so I do think it's kind of weird and presumptuous of Zaslav and everybody over there. Like, Sony has made this mistake. Sony has already made this mistake where Sony said, we don't need Kevin Feige. We've got the Spider-Man license. You know what I mean? Remember? Do you all remember? Hello? Do you remember when AVA Rad and Tom Rothman said, we are a strong, independent Sony, and we don't need no man? Do you remember that? And do you remember how that went for them? Right? That shit didn't work, bro. It's not working. Could they turn it around with PETA member, animal lover, Craven, the zookeeper? I fucking doubt it. Can they do it with the TikTok star, celebrity, time travel, nostalgia ride without an actual Spider-Man Madam Web movie? I highly fucking doubt it. Can Dan Lin pick up the scraps or perhaps completely reboot and establish something that can go toe-to-toe with what Kevin Feige is doing? I don't know. Yet to be determined. And I think that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody, right? Maybe he's up for it, and maybe he can make some good films and make some things happen. But I just think it's crazy to just say, oh, we're just going to do what Marvel does. Like, dude, people have been trying to do what Marvel does for like 5 to 10 years, and it hasn't worked. I mean, hell, Marvel themselves can't even necessarily do what Marvel does. They're in somewhat of a struggle situation at the beginning here of Phase 4, right? Or I guess towards the end of Phase 4. It's so funny, too, because that's a total different conversation. But, like, yeah, Phase 4 is just ending. Feige's like, yeah, we're just going to add 2 more phases before Secret Wars so we can really distance ourselves from Phase 4. But regardless, the point is this is a difficult task. And I don't know. I'm skeptical of anybody jumping in to such a situation, but especially like Dan Lin, who we know very little about, has an incredible pedigree. But, I haven't seen any evidence in his filmography or his production career that sort of suggests to me that he can handle all of this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my final thoughts, is that the jury's still out on Dan Lin. Seems like a good pick. He obviously loves DC. Way better than what I think we have going on. I think it points to hard reboot. And we'll just see. We'll just see where we go from there. We'll just see where they go from here. Okay? I think that, does he have the Feige bandwidth? I don't know. I don't even know how Feige does what he does. You know what I mean? Like, what is he, an alien or something? Like, how does that even work? I'm not even sure, because that's wild what he's able to do, what he's able to accomplish. Okay, guys, let's get into some super chats, some member chats. Again, I apologize, but we won't be able to do call-ins today. Man, what a bummer, man. No call-ins, no gambling. Thanks a lot. Technology. Jeez, man. Like, I think it's absurd that the CloudBot won't reset. Like, oh, It might have reset. Okay, hang on. I'm not trying to get too excited, but let's try it. I'm going to put gambling on. All right, chat. Let it rip. Let it rip. Let's see. Hey, somebody roll. Oh my God, dude. What? Julian rolled 100 right away and won 90,000? Turn it off. Oh my God. Turn it off. Turn it off. Holy shit. What? Oh my God. What? Okay. Okay. Well, there you have it. Guess it's working. Okay, so I guess it's working. Awesome. Cool. Good job. Well done on the roll. Super cool. Good times. Great oldies. Okay. Representative Bink says with a $2 holla, how do you get into the Diamond Lounge? So you have to be a member for 6 months or more. Once you become a member for 6 months, you get a Diamond badge. And once you get the Diamond badge, you also get access to the Diamond Lounge. We've had some incredible Diamond Lounge streams. They're actually always a good time. I don't know if we've ever had a bad Diamond Lounge stream. Like, we get in there, we start having a couple drinks, we start having a couple smokes. Before you know it, the conversation is really flowing. And I usually cut the stream right before I get so inebriated that, like, I'll just go crazy. Right? So we get right to that level. We definitely say some wild shit. We have some laughs, have some fun. And then we cut out before we get canceled. Frex says, with a $100 million donation, thank you so much, man. It says, I think MTG has potential to become a big cinematic franchise. They have so talented people working on the story behind the cards. I think it's possible. Hang on one second. Let me see here. That I think it's possible. Could be amazing. What do you think? Take my money. Well, Frex, it's interesting that you say that, right? And I love that you're this into MTG. I, of course, love Magic the Gathering. By the way, got a win Tuesday night. Tuesday night's usually when I play with my pod. Your boy got a disgusting win with a new deck that I made with this chick, Allura, and Criminal Background, I believe is what it is. Actually, I probably have it somewhere on my desk, which is disgusting and horrible. Yeah, Criminal Past Background and Allura the Merry Thief. Really, really cool cards. So, as far as what you're talking about with Magic the Gathering, you're right. The War of the Spark was like their versions of Avengers and stuff, and that was really interesting and really cool lore. Now we're doing the Brothers War, and we're going to get into the Phyrexians recreating people or bringing people back to life or like making them Phyrexian. And that's really interesting. MTG could be that. It does have franchise capacity and capabilities. The problem is Papa Hasbro, the company that owns Wizards of the Coast, is like just way more interested in making money. And so even though there's money potential in, you know, franchise and entertainment and IP and all that sort of stuff, the game itself and making cards and continuing to make sets that get people to shill out money is more of their priority. It would be an investment to do something like that. And I don't know that they're ready to make such an investment. Now, the Russo brothers were originally attached, and I'm sure you already know this, Frex, were originally attached to an animated Magic the Gathering show, but they walked away. And I gotta believe that some of that had to do with Hasbro. You know what I mean? And so maybe just too many cooks in the kitchen. They didn't have true creative freedom there, and I'm sure they love Magic the Gathering. But if Hasbro's not interested in that, like, it's just plainly not going to happen, right? So, yeah. Old Head Mike's Metalcore and More with a $2 holler says, I have to reset my cloud bot before every stream. Yeah, well, thankfully we got it going, but it is kind of a bummer that it wasn't working earlier. I don't know what the answer is, you know? Crazy technology. Chris Zecco, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now. Mick Tem, welcome to the Nerd Ventures. You are a Nerd Venture now. Mo from the Foe with a 10 spot says, some guys in the tower keep shoving me in lockers and calling me the new guy because I don't have my Letterman jacket. They have one more time before I freeze where their ass like Gru. Some money for Godson. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate the 10. And dang, dude, don't let him bully you. Who is it? I mean, you know, no snitching, but also tell me who it was and we'll take care of him. But yeah, you try him with the freeze gun, man. You know what's funny? We just watched because I got Hulu for Prey, which was fucking awesome. But just watched that first Minions movie a little bit with Gru, and when he goes in the coffee shop and freezes everybody. So it's funny you say that. Jack De La Sola with a $10 holla says, cut Ezra from The Flash and reshoot it with someone else. Plain and simple, for hard reboot for the DCEU. Cannot wait for more Marvel content to keep killing it. Yeah, me too. I think that would be a good move. Maybe they will do that with Ezra. I'm not 100% sure. Recent polling suggests that over 40% of adults think that a movie starring someone like Ezra should not be seen. Wild. So they've got to do something, or they're looking at a bomb, I think, which is a shame because apparently the movie's awesome. Adam West Batman's in the movie, apparently. You know, Christopher Reeve's Superman is apparently in the movie via digital technology or something. The Flash movie sounds like it's a ton of fun. It just happens to star a psychopath, you know? So kind of weird, kind of bad luck for them, huh? Finta182, member for 17 months, says, congrats on the baby Venger, my dude. I hope you and the fam are doing well and enjoying it. My lady is due in January. Take my money. Love this community, dude. Keep on doing what you're doing, Josh. Thank you so much, brother. I'm not going anywhere. We're just getting started. And actually, we have some cool plans for future content and some fun stuff like that. So, heck yeah, man. Good stuff, and I appreciate the love. Everybody is good. We got a little appointment later because we got to go get the little dude checked out and everything, but it seems like everything is all gravy, baby. Julian says, member for 8 months, yo, just realized today marks 7 months. Let's go. Nerd Ventures for life. And never forget, ignite the damn green. Much love to you and the fam, Papa. Much love to the Nerd Vengers. Thank you, Julian. And also, I can't believe you won that 90,000. That's crazy, but good for you. Good for you, man. Alex says, member for 2 months, says, what up, Josh? Happy Friday. Doesn't The Rock have a hit counter in his contracts so he doesn't look weak? I'm not too hyped if that's the case. Nerd Ventures for life. I believe he has that. That's not an uncommon thing, though. That's not an uncommon thing. But also, The Rock, I mean, look, I think it's pretty obvious at this point I'm no fan of The Rock. No fan of The Rock. I think he's a walking billboard. I think that shit that he did with Logan Paul was laughable. I also know people personally that used to know him when he was on the come up and said he was an absolute asshole. I think most of what you see on social media is an act. I think that he's just brand above everything, and there's no authenticity there. It's not about drive. It's not about power. It's about The Rock, always and forever. So I'm not a fan of it. However, there is still a possibility that that movie could be cool. You know what I mean? I'm kind of on the fence about, like, am I even going to check it out? Because, like, dude, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate, that seems awesome. But also, the film itself does not seem to respect DC lore at all. Like, Rock literally came out and said he fought to keep Black Adam out of the Shazam movie because he didn't want to do a disservice to the character. And that is so Dwayne out of touch Johnson. I can't believe it. What are you talking about? That is the movie you should be in. Disservice to the character? What are you talking about? So, I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan, though. Your boy G, member for 11 months, says, the more we see studios look for a Feige, the more Feige's legacy is cemented. He's grossed $25 billion before 50. He started the MCU at 35. One of a kind. I absolutely agree. He is 100% one of a kind. Very unique individual. And that's like one of the things is like when I did the video earlier in the week about him rebooting or leaving and going to somewhere else. I mean, imagine if he did Secret Wars, mic drop, still has like a 10-year plan that he gives to Nate Moore or Victoria, and then he goes over to Star Wars and fixes Star Wars. Imagine the legacy of a person that could do that. That's insane. So I think he's absolutely one of a kind. I simp for Feige. I'm a tier 3 sub, but also I think he's just getting started in the game. Miss Spiro Jr. says, I'm 99% sure Feige is a Kang variant. Yeah, probably. He's probably the real Kang, pulling all the strings. Because otherwise, how did he do this? 100% agree. RG2088 with the 10 spot says, remember that James Gunn is sticking around and Peacemaker is getting a season 2 and more spinoffs. So I'm not sure we're getting a hard reboot. Zaz wants the Flash movie, it seems, and is moving movies around for it. I agree that that is possible. And if it is actually true that we're getting a ton more Peacemaker, that yes, this is kind of what's going on, then sure, that's possible. My take on this, the way I read it, RG, and I could be wrong here, but the way I read it is that he's trying to cover his ass while still also plan for the future. right? I mean, dude, what are they going to do? Like, it's important to see what he says, but also watch what he's doing. He's literally making things disappear. Just, it's crazy, bro. And he ate $90 million for Batgirl. So while I do agree that it seems possible that there is no hard reboot, I can't help but think he's trying to shore things up, squeeze money out of the things that he can, and then we'll get a hard reboot. But I don't know. Maybe a lot of this will have to do with Dan Lin or whomever takes this position, because Zaslav probably has his ideas, but ultimately, he's not a producer. You know, he's a television guy. And so he will need to lean on somebody that understands these characters, that understands movies, that understands modern audiences. The jury is still out. I agree, but I think hard reboot. That's what I think. X Noir, welcome back to the Nerd Ventures. Chris Zecco says, Josh, have you heard of the Fallout show by Bezos? Yes, apparently Fallout going to Amazon or something like that. I heard about that. That sounds really interesting. The more interesting rumor to me is I heard a rumor that Amazon might buy EA. What? Amazon might buy EA? I don't know. Seems kind of risky. But yeah, look, I've never really played the Fallout games, but I know people love them, so I would be interested in it. I would check it out for sure. Taylor White, 2187 with a $2 spot says, what did Feige do before Marvel? Well, actually, Feige worked on Marvel movies for a long, long time. But before the Marvel movies, he worked for Lauren Schuler Donner and Richard Donner. He was like an assistant to them while they were making the OG Superman movies. Okay, so that's like his career trajectory. Then he starts as a producer on a lot of the Marvel movies, like Blade, the early X-Men movies, the Fantastic Four movies. I think he produced on 13 Marvel movies before he got the gig as president of Marvel Studios. So he had this unique perspective where he was able to watch what those movies did right and watch what they did wrong and learn in the game of being a producer. So he starts off with the Donners, then he gets into Marvel, but he's really just producing, and eventually gets the job as president of Marvel Studios. So that's kind of his career trajectory. Drunk 3PO, what's up, Jay? Hope you're doing well, brother. Says, come hang out with me at Pandora or maybe Galaxy's Edge. Ha ha ha. Avatar will be the biggest film of the last 5 years. It's absolutely possible, and I hope that that movie does really well. I mean, Jay, you know this because you and I have talked about it offline, but I love the Avatar movie. I love it, bro. And especially just, you know, having the family now and the little one and the whole idea that the second one is focused on like his kids and like his family and like family is his fortress and all that sort of stuff. Like, dude, I love it. So yeah, I'd absolutely be down to come hang out down there sometime. Eventually the little one's going to want to make a trip down there into Florida anyway. So we'll chill at some point, bro. Appreciate you. X Noir says, yo, Josh, love what you do. Keep going. Never stop. And please say hi to Samantha. Samantha. Hello there. Hope you're doing well. And thank you, brother. I appreciate the love, and we're not going anywhere, man. We're just getting started. Vape God 1998 says, if there was an MCU DCEU crossover, who are the two characters that you'd want to see interact from each franchise? Ooh, that's a good one. I think Batman and Tony Stark. But here's the thing. What I really want to see is like, yeah, I would love to see those people fight, right? But man, would it be cool if Batman and Tony were running point, looking at data, trying to figure out the plan. They're two of the most intelligent people in comics, and I think that would be great. You know what I mean? Throw Reed Richards into that mix, throw Lex Luthor into that mix. Now that's a brain trust. You know what I mean? So I think that would be really, really cool. But of course, like, you know, seeing Captain America fight against Wonder Woman would be pretty interesting, right? Superman, I think, just whoops anybody's ass, realistically, except maybe the magic users. Like, Doctor Strange could probably take Superman out just because Superman's weak to magic. But, yeah, there's a lot of good kind of interactions and things that you could do with those franchises. I think it would be cool. I think it will be cool. I think it will be cool. Yeah, rich guy versus rich guy. 100%, David. Yeah. Okay, so we're probably going to get out of here in a little bit, guys. Like I said, we will have a 1 p.m. stream, and then I'll have a 5 p.m. stream. I don't know that we'll actually release a video today. I might do a video over the weekend, but news has been super light these past couple of weeks. I expect as we get closer to D23, more stuff will start to leak out. More stories will hit the web, and we'll talk more about that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then I might even do like a D23 sort of preview video because I'm pretty damn excited for it. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about last minute before we get out of here? I'll hang for like 5 more minutes. Anything else on your mind? Anything else on your mind? Or you're like, just get in that gambling. Let's just get in that gambling while we can. Josh, who do you think are going to be Iron Man and Cap in Secret Wars, like 2 main leads? I think are going to be the Iron Man and Cap. Oh, I think Iron Man and Cap are back in Secret Wars, bro. I think Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans will absolutely be back for Secret Wars. You're on my mind. Oh, thanks, bro. I'm wondering about RDJ. He's the wild card here because I think he'd be open to coming back, but it seems like he's been real distant from Marvel. Real distant from Marvel. Whereas the rumors are that Evans is re-signed. Evans is all about it. Evans gets in the mix, right? The She-Hulk thing happened. He tweets about it, etc., etc. Yo, RDJ has been silent, lip-sealed, unfollowed a lot of his co-stars a while back, and has really moved into a completely different lane. So, unfortunately, RDJ, I don't know what's going on with him exactly. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Dean Morgan coming to the season 4 of The Boys. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I meant the 2 main leads in Secret Wars. Secret Wars is an ensemble movie, so I don't know if there are leads. If there are leads, it's probably Kang, Reed, and Doom. RDJ selling cricket powder? What the hell is cricket powder? Daniel says RDJ is probably just doing that for leverage. He will come back if they give him a big enough bag. I think that's probably true, actually. So much for him being Thomas Wayne Batman. Oh, yeah, that shit ain't happening. Which I think it would have been cool, but no, they didn't do that. Did I ever read Beowulf, the old English hymn? If not, is a decent comic adaptation. Yeah, I've read different versions of Beowulf for sure. I actually even like that crazy movie they did back in the way with the weird animation with Angelina Jolie. Look up protein powder made from crickets. That's weird. I wish RDJ would be a hologram in Ironheart. Wouldn't that be sick? I haven't heard anything about him doing that. I mean, I think that would be awesome. Probably be very helpful for the character, but yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. Sure is weird. Yeah, it is. Ooh, a space Viking version? Oh, that's cool. What? Would you do a Green Lantern origin movie in the DC reboot or skip the origin? I would have the Lanterns very involved, but I don't know that I would do a movie with them, right? Like, the Lanterns are super important, but maybe the way you intro the Lanterns is by, in the first scene of the movie, showing Darkseid destroy Oa. You know what I mean? Like, there's ways to do it. Marvel Snap level, I think I'm in the 30s, low 30s. Been tricky. Haven't been able to play as much. But I'll tell you this, my Superman right now in Multiverses, killing it. Killing it. Hell yeah. Looking forward to Nerd Theory next week. Yeah, it's going to be a nice comeback show, man. That'll be fun. Did Dan Lin produce Top Gun? I don't think so. I feel like that would have been at the top of all of those articles, if so. What's your favorite Image Comics character or team? Image has a long history. Technically, Spawn is Image, is it not? I mean, Spawn is awesome. My favorite book from Image. I mean, I like Hickman's East by West. Witches was really cool. A Scott Snyder book that he did over at Image. Saga, of course, is epic. People really love Saga. I'm trying to think of the one that I really like. It was by Matt Kint, and it has a really interesting name. I'm blanking on what the name of it was, but I love that book. Image has a lot of fun books for sure. Favorite Constantine actor? Who would be your fan cast? I like Keanu. I mean, I know he's not blonde, but I like Keanu. Matt, the Matt on the Arrowverse dude, that dude's cool too. I think he would be good as well. Any Star Wars news? Not really, brother. I mean, there are leaks for Acolyte, which actually sound pretty freaking cool, but nobody seems to be interested. Like, even if you look at the Reddit, the leaks are getting like barely upvoted for that show, so it's weird. Kendall, member for 26 months. Hot damn. Says, after Hot D, I think the MCU's biggest phase 4 mistake is not having Eternals as a series. Fair point. They need shows that do not feel like the MCU, which is why Loki slaps. Have a good weekend, brother. You too, bro. Jack says, Josh, what about Invincible? Invincible's really cool, but honestly, I didn't really get into it until after the show, and I haven't even read through the first compendium yet, so I can't, like, lie and say it's one of my favorites. So... Keanu as Ghost Rider or Bus. Is that a little Rogue Soul call out there? Yeah. I forgot all about Hannibal. Oh, Hannibal's good, yeah. Hey, Josh, can you do another impression of The Rock? I don't even know if I do impressions of The Rock. Have I ever done an impression? I just kind of shit on him. You know what I mean? Ideal Justice League roster for a hard reboot? Dude, it's just the OGs. Just the OGs. I miss when this stream used to not be so political. Yeah, I bet you did. Trinity. Sing the verse. You said your Soups is killing it until you stream him. Yeah, right, dude. I was killing it even in that stream. I felt like I was doing real good. What are you talking about, dude? Any news spilled yet on the Taika Waititi Star Wars movie? Nothing yet, bro. Look, Star Wars better come correct. They've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks until D23, and they're going to be sharing a stage with Marvel. And how fucking embarrassing is that going to be if they don't have anything real to bring, and Marvel's just like, I know you thought we brought it at San Diego Comic-Con, but here's even more juice, and Feige just slaps it, puts it out on the table, you know? Yeah. I want more baby pictures. I can't find any. Well, you got to follow me on Instagram, and then follow Elisa on Instagram as well. You know? I'm so sorry for getting James Charles Prego. Oh, it's fine. I'm sure it'll be all right. Or what if D23 is a letdown? You know, say that. Dropping coin for every win is the new trend. Yes, that was pretty fun, was it? I thought that was pretty cool. Josh, the Daredevil Captain New World Order Thunderbolts Phase 5 end cap better be epic. I think it will be. Was the Image comic you were talking about called Mind Management? No. Man, I wish I knew what it was called. We're going to get the Fantastic Four cast. I think you're going to get the director officially announced and the cast of Fantastic Four, yes. Scarlet Witch versus Dr. Fate, who wins? If it's Chaos Magic Scarlet Witch, her. If not, Dr. Fate. Is the Thunderbolts confirmed? The Thunderbolts movie is more or less confirmed. Not confirmed by Marvel, but by Hollywood Trade, so it's pretty reliable. Yo, Chew was good. I like Chew. That was a weird book, but it was fun. Southern Bastards was good. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Much love, man. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for chilling with me. Sorry it was a wonky week with, technology and things of that nature, but we're going to get it sorted out. We'll be back at it next week. 2 more streams today if you are a member. If you're a Prime member, we'll go at 1. And if you are a Diamond member, I'll see you guys at 5, man. We'll crack some burrs. Wait, Thunderbolts was announced at... Dude, yes. Aaliyah, you're right. Feige did officially say it at Comic-Con. You're right. There was so much that happened, I didn't even remember that. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Much love to you. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, I tell you, what an interesting week, man. I really don't like doing streams when I can't monitor the stream. We're having technical difficulties on that. The gambling wasn't working. Holy shit. Rough one. I've also been super butthurt. I got all butthurt on Tuesday. Been a weird week, but we'll have those. We'll recover. It's fine. It's fine. I do say, and I want to say, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for just being you. I appreciate you. And I can't wait till things ramp back up. I think D23 is going to be pretty freaking fantastic. And then we've got some fun stuff to talk about for the rest of the year. And hopefully Andor is incredible. I think She-Hulk is just getting better and better. So it's fun. It's fun. And we're going to have fun. And we're going to do it together. All right, everybody. Much love. Much love. Appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Watch out for your third eye, brown eye combo. Make sure you're using soft toilet paper, washing your hands, brushing your teeth, drinking plenty of water. Take care of yourself. Eat your veggies.